Hi, good morning. I'm Sarita Stewart, and I'm an associate professor here at Belmont University. I'm broadcasting to you from the beautiful Johnson Center, home of the Mike Curb College of Entertainment and Music Business. And I'm here today to talk to you about a paper that I wrote with my colleague Ken Spring entitled Belmont University, a blueprint for teaching music festival culture. The reason for this presentation is it provides a template for other professors around the country and internationally to teach music festival culture using sociology and research methodology. And we want to be able to create an opportunity for other people to develop programs like this. Let me start by giving you a background on Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. The festival was created in 2002. The festival traditionally takes place during mid-June in the beautiful hills of Manchester, Tennessee, approximately an hour and a half away from the Belmont campus. In 2019, Bonnaroo attracted over 80,000 attendees. It was sold out. Of that, there were over 150 artists presenting on a dozen plus stages. Let me give you a little bit of background about both Belmont and this particular program. Belmont is a private university based in Nashville, as I said before, and we actually rank in the top 5 nationally in terms of sending students abroad for short-term study abroad programs. This particular program, Belmont at Bonnaroo, commonly referred to as Bonnaroo U, is actually part of the Belmont University USA program. The way that Dr. Spring and I created the program was we wanted to create 2 3-credit courses focusing on Sociology of Music, which Dr. Ken Spring teaches, and then the Research Methods and Festival Culture class, which I teach. We actually work those 2 classes together so that they're combined together, and they actually reinforce the topics in each curriculum. And we both teach in different colleges here on this campus. And this course takes place during the month of June. I'm going to talk about the design of the program and the people that we partnership with, but I'm also going to talk to you about some of the findings we found during the first 2 years of this program. We actually partner with AC Entertainment, again, Ashley Capp's company, and they've been really wonderful partners. They provide us a place to bring our 2 tour buses that we hire for the purposes of this program, and they allow us to park in the artist section backstage at the festival. So it really gives the students a really great opportunity to be able to interact and see what backstage culture is like. Additionally, we work with Jeff McCluskey of GMA Associates. You may know Jeff, he's a longtime music executive. He is in the radio promotion space as well as artist development. And he and his team work with us to create a visiting professor lecture series as part of our press tent meetings. We've had many top industry professionals come to speak to us over the first 2 years of the program. In terms of the class design, there's actually 20 students enrolled in the course. The class is divided into 4 research groups of 5 students. There are 3 distinct parts of this program. The first involves classwork that is done here at Belmont University during the first half of June prior to going to the festival. During that time, we steep the 20 students in production of culture theory, which is a sociology theory, as well as research methodology like interviews and surveys. And we basically do this for the week and a half prior to the festival. This time period also includes a trip to the farm to visit with the AC Entertainment folks, but also they wanted to provide us an opportunity to see what the farm, which is what they call the festival grounds, looks like prior to actually attending the festival when it's in full bloom. When we actually leave to go to the festival, we leave to go to the festival on the Thursday that it begins. We take 2 tour buses down. We have 10 students staying on one bus with Dr. Spring and 10 students staying on the other bus with myself, and we actually, as I said before, park backstage. We also have press tent meetings during the course of the 4 days. Some of the speakers that we have had in the past include Courtney Stewart, Khalid's manager, amazing agent Lenore Kinder of Paradigm, and also Haley Williams of Paramore came to speak to the class about some of the activities that she conducts as part of her plaza at the Bonnaroo Festival. When the students aren't conducting research, or if they're not in the press tent, that means that they're taking place in activities going on the Bonnaroo campus, whether that's attending a music, or maybe shopping, or being involved in some other type of community activity that might be taking place there. Following the festival, we've returned to Nashville on Monday following the festival, and we give the class a couple days off. Then we bring the students back into the classroom, and I teach them how to do content analysis methodology so we can actually take all of the interviews that the students have conducted throughout the course of the festival, and we're able to break a lot of the findings into themes. The students use this information to write a joint research paper, and then they give a group presentation, not only to AC Entertainment, but to other interested industry parties. Let's talk about what we found during the first 2 years in terms of the research that was conducted. The first year, AC Entertainment brought us 12 questions that they wanted us to answer. Dr. Spring and I sat down and we took these 12 questions and we broke them into 4 areas that included branding, community, design, and fandom. And we gave the questions and those themes to the students, and they were expected to develop interview questions around those themes. At the time, the students were expected to conduct 1 interview per day for a total of 4 interviews during the course of the festival. At the end of the festival, with 20 students, we had 73 completed interviews. I'm just going to hit on the high points in terms of our findings this first year. I think you're going to find a lot of similarities as you read through the presentation in terms of like what the groups found. But the branding group wanted to look at specific questions about Bonnaroo as a brand, and they also wanted to examine what was taking place around the tagline, Radiate Positivity. They found that people attend Bonnaroo for the experience. And people tend to go back to Bonnaroo just because of the overall experience that they've had at the 4-day festival. And they found the theme, Radiate Positivity, was quite strong. The second group wanted to know how the community affected the Bonnaroo experience as a whole. And they found that the community was actually key to the overall experience, regardless of people's backgrounds. The third group looked at both the design and aesthetics of Bonnaroo, and they wanted to see how those aesthetics actually set the festival apart from other competitors in the saturated festival market. Again, they realized that the community focus of the festival was strong, and the reason that most of the attendees actually came to the event was because of the overall unique experience that the festival provided. Other key aesthetics included camping, the music lineup, and the festival activities. The fourth group looked at fandom, and they wanted to know why people actually attend music festivals, especially Bonnaroo. And again, we saw a lot of the same trends, that people were attending Bonnaroo for the overall experience. Funny enough, EDM was the most popular genre overall, but music's tastes were quite varied. Only 20% of the attendees actually came to the festival because of the music lineup, which I thought was a really significant finding. We got a lot of press, and one of the slides actually shows you a piece that we got from Rolling Stone Country. It was up on their social media site. We originally were intending for this to be an every other year event, but we got so much regional and national press that it was decided that this should go ahead as an annual event. Obviously, with this year, 2020, everything was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. As we headed into the second year of the program in 2019, we decided to increase the rigor associated with the academic research. At this point, the students in the groups were required to conduct 5 interviews per day. We had 19 students enrolled in the course, and the class conducted over 380 interviews over the course of the event. Again, we had 3 main questions from AC Entertainment. They were, what makes Bonnaroo a transcendent experience? How can you actually quantify the Bonnaroo vibe? And how is Bonnaroo separated from other festivals in that same marketplace. We took the production of culture theories and we actually broke them down into 4 main sections in terms of our groups. And that was a production of culture group, consumption of culture group, symbolic identity, and also authenticity. The production of culture group studied how the production of the festival contributed to the attendees' experience. How did they actually create vibe? And again, how was radiate positivity actually manifested? Again, what we saw, similar to the first year, was that people attended Belmont or Bonnaroo for the experience. And again, camping is part of the experience. One of the biggest issues that this group found was that the original structure of the Bonnaroo Arch had to be dismantled just due to structural issues. So a new LED arch was created. A lot of the attendees from past years were very upset about this experience, but first-time attendees were actually indifferent to this scenario. The consumption of culture group actually focused in on why people chose to attend Bonnaroo and what caused them to spend their weekend there. Again, we saw that attendees chose to do this because of the unique experience and culture of this particular music festival. And over half of the attendees came because of the safe environment that the festival provided. This is a word cloud, but you can tell from the word cloud there was several key words that came to mind: positive, love, family, helpful, home, safe, no judgment. The symbolic identity group, the third group, actually broke down symbolism within 2 areas, within music and also outside of music. Again, they found very similar findings that the Bonnaroo experienced to be positivity, community, and culture. They found that music creates the community at Bonnaroo, and though some of the fans of EDM might not like country, there was still commonalities that the attendees found just because they were at the festival. And then finally, the authenticity group actually looked at the festival across two themes, both music and culture, and why people appreciated the breadth of genres presented at the festival. Music didn't actually make the must-do part of the checklist in terms of actually attending the festival. Most people wanted to attend it for the positive attitude that they found at the event. In other words, key words: something for everyone, camping, variety of music, things other than music were keywords that stood out. The overall research takeaways that we found in terms of this class was that community and positivity. They found that music is important, but it's not the main focus of the festival. Now, in terms of the program itself, as I mentioned, we didn't have a class this year, but as we go forward, we plan to continue to evolve the class. We're hoping to bring in researchers from other universities internationally to work with us on the class as well, to be able to do cross-comparative experiences. This class also served as a template for Bonnaroo U, which was put on by Bonnaroo University this year. And from what I understand, it was an unqualified success. The end part of this particular presentation actually focuses in on the students' experiences. As we know from working with students in consumer research classes, a lot of times words like consumer research and also themes like sociology can be quite scary to a student. To be able to combine these 2 disciplines within a culture, music festival culture, has made it much more approachable to each of the students. And as you can tell from some of the takeaways listed, the students really enjoyed this experience overall. And they found collecting research to be interesting. And they also found they not only learned from conducting interviews, but they learned from the overall experience. They learned from their classmates, they learned from the community, they just learned a lot. They took a lot away from the experience. And what we have found in our exit interviews with our students is that a lot of students that actually attended this course found this to be the most significant educational/entertainment experience that they've had during the course of their time here at Belmont University. And the last picture is a picture of me wearing my signature hat in the 100-degree heat that is Bonnaroo in mid-June. If anybody would like to reach out to me, please feel free to email me at sarita.stewart@belmont.edu, and I'll be happy to share my experiences with you. And until then, peace, and I look forward to seeing you all online.